This is Zerker To GM, my 45 defense Ironman, and the main goal for the account is to complete all combat achievements while staying at only level 45 defense. However, we aren't quite there yet. The account looks more like this. We've just finished off the master tier, and we've managed to get ourselves one megarare in the Tumikun Shadow, but that is only the start. We still need a lot of the big ticket items if we want to complete all the combat achievements in the game. It has been a while, so if you want a quick recap, in the last episode we managed to finish off Araxor by completing the Nox Halberd, we got the Arania boots, as well as the Fang to make the Amulet of Rancor. And we got ourselves a nice pet along the way as well. And to start off this episode, we're going to be doing some Chambers of Zerek. So, unlike TOA where there was only the ward that we couldn't use due to our defense level, there are a lot more items at Chambers of Zerek that we cannot use. But let's start off with the items we can use. We can use the Dragon Claws, which will be a really good special attack weapon. We can use the Dragon Hunter Crossbow, which is essential for the Vorkath speedrun, as well as the Galvek speedrun. And then the other three items we can use are the Kodai Insignia, which we managed to get last season, which we turned into the Kodai Wand, as well as the Eldamore, which after a recent update is a better version of the Dragon Warhammer, and of course the Twisted Bow. It's not too much I need to say about that, it's the best range weapon in the game. As for the other items, Prayer Scrolls, Ancestral Robes, Din's Bulwark, and the Buckler are all completely useless because they have a defense requirement higher than 45. So for the sake of our account, I'm going to say we're 1 out of 5 because there's only 5 items we can use. Okay, that's our first solo back in quite a while, and I will say I've changed all of the items that I can't use to a white light so that I don't get my hopes up when I see a purple and I can't use it. Okay, that's a slight oversight on my side. I heard the collection log slot, so I need to turn that off. But that is a buckler, which is the same drop rate as the crossbow, which is slightly annoying, but that's going to happen a lot. So, quick update on the log, that is purple number 4. I have forgotten my blade. Time for a death. That is another white light. But it is a new PB, 2128. Slowly getting faster as I get more used to it. Oh, combat achievement. Chambers of Zerek Master. Oh, that is 96 attack and it's screwed over by 4 to 1. Right, a quick break from Chambers of Zerek because the Araxor combat achievements came out today. And that does sadly mean that I've lost my master tier. So, luckily a lot of the speed ones have auto-completed, but let's have a look. Kill. Perfect Araxor. No Venom immunity. Have an Araxor kill 3 others, 10 times without leaving. Yeah, they all seem very doable. Right, that is no Venom done. Just gonna run around popping all these eggs. Actually, almost died at the end there. But hey, there we go, master tier. Perfect Araxor. That should be perfect Araxor too. Yeah, it was actually a lot more annoying than I was expecting it to be. And that's 10 times in one task, and that is all the Araxor combat achievements done. There we go, there's our Verzik Slayer helm back. Lovely. Ah, thank you very much. And if you're enjoying the video like this guy, make sure you like and subscribe. I just got another twisted buckler, for f***'s sake. Right, do we get anything on the back to back? It could be because it's white and I've hidden it. No, it's not. And that is our 100th Chambers of Zerek. And the majority of these have been solo because I'm very antisocial. But that's what the log's looking like. We're at 5 purples, and at the moment only one of them that we can use. But we carry on. Okay. I think that one just got 2 shot. Big number. Big number. And that was 3 shot. I really do forget how good the shadow is sometimes. Nice, 75 even. Well, this is definitely going to be a new personal best. That's sub 21, which I believe... Yep, there we go. That is the master solo speed time, which I'm pretty happy with, to be fair, with no scythe or twisted bow. I'll take it. I can't believe I died from that. Yeah. Oh. I am here because my blowpipe was running low on scales and these clips never normally make it in because it's just Ironman upkeep. But yeah, pet. There we go. There's our streak broken with an arcane prayer scroll. So that's purple number 6, I think now. Sorry. Oh, it's blue. Right, so that is either claws or the crossbow. No milk. What is it? That is super nice. That's good, because I can use it on Olm's head now, and it means I can go do some combat achievements. I know I've had pretty good luck at Chambers so far, but it's just nice to finally have an item I can actually use. And if we take a quick look, that is 145 KC. That is purple number 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And we are now 2 out of 5 at Chambers of Zerek. Had to go for the back-to-back. If it is a back-to-back, it's not an item I can use. No back-to-back, that's absolutely fine. Right, time to try out this crossbow. So, the first place we're going to go is to Galvek, because this is a combat achievement I've literally been waiting for this crossbow for, because it just seems impossible with rune crossbow. There we go, that was a couple attempts, but ironically it was the one where I barely hit any rubies that we got the time. The next combat achievement we're going to go for is the Vorkath speed time. And if any of you have done this combat achievement before, you know how RNG dependent it can be. I remember it taking a very long time to do on my main account, and now I have to do it without rigor, without the Kandarin Hard Diary boosting my Ruby Bolt chance, and with no Dragon Hunter Lance to swap to. So this could end up being a bit of a brick wall for me, but I'm determined to stay until we get it done. But before we start, let's go over the method that I'm going to use. And with this guide, the kill starts off the same every single time. We'll do 5 Dragon Hunter crossbow hits, 2 blowpipe hits into 1 Dragon Hunter crossbow, and then run south. After that, Vorkath will do a special attack. If it does its acid special attack, we'll do 5 half damage Dragon Hunter crossbow hits, into 4 more Dragon Hunter crossbow hits, into 2 Voidwaker specs, and if it's not dead by then we haven't hit the time. If it's the Frost special attack, we will do 5 Dragon Hunter crossbow hits once I'm unfrozen, into 2 Voidwaker specs, and then at this point the acid special attack will start, and if it's not dead within 2 Dragon Hunter crossbow hits, then again we haven't made the time. And if you've done this before, you know there is a lot of resetting involved if you don't hit Ruby Bolt special attacks to begin with. And the setup we're going to be using is full Void with a little melee switch at the end for our Voidwaker special attacks. Missouri does give me a higher hit chance, but full Void gives me extra max hits, and it's quite significant. I think it's 6 or 7 max hits higher using full Void, and I need every bit of damage I can get. And we are using our Dragon Ruby Bolts, because when we don't hit a Ruby special, it has a higher regular max hit than the Addy bolts, again, by a significant amount, so it's worth using. So we just have to hope we don't run out of bolts. Would love to have some lovely clips to update you, but as you can see by the "You have failed the Fremnik way" 565 times, I have been resetting a lot, teleporting out, resetting. there's just not been a lot going on. I'm just not hitting ruby bolts, and when I do, I might hit one and then noodle and one. So yeah, we're aiming to get around 450 health by the first special attack, so yeah. Right, well that's day one done. 636. We'll try again in the morning. Nice, back to back. Big hit. Big hit. Miscounting. I don't know what I'm on. Come on, that's gotta be it. Please, please. I didn't count it, Roger. That last one hurt a lot because I've been doing this for so long, 2 days in a row, and I messed it up because I miscounted. And the worst thing I could have done, I watched it back and there were so many mistakes. Well, I have been finishing off some of the kills just to keep anti-fires up, and that's a 100 KC task. I just got the pet. I'm off, chaps. For fuck's sake, I don't want it. It's going to be another one this close. It needed to die on that Void Waker. Had 42 health left. It's going to be another one that's one game tick away. Yeah, 54.6. Right, well, I know it's probably only been a few minutes for you guys while it's been edited down, but it has been over a week for me. And I think I'm ready to call it, as I am out of extended anti-fires at the moment. So remember when I said this, but I'm determined to stay until we get it done. I was lying, but there is another method we can do that needs a bit more gear that we're going to save for later down the line. So Vorkath, you win for now, but we'll be back. So along with the Araxor combat achievements came out all the Huey and that other boss that I can't remember what it's called and I've never killed. Those combat achievements as well. I was going to put all the clips in, but they were all very boring tasks, so the only ones we've got left are the speed runs, which I'm going to wait until I have a scythe to do, and the one where you need to wear the hide at the same time, so we need to get that drop at some point. And again, that's all the combat achievements at this boss done, apart from the speed run, which again we're going to wait until we have a scythe to do. And going from one brick wall to another, there is something that needs to be addressed, and that is all of the awakened bosses for Desert Treasure 2. Obviously for these you need a lot of Awakener's orbs, well, I do anyway because I'm bad. So we're going to start grinding some of the Desert Treasure 2 bosses, mainly to stack up orbs. And the first one we're going to start off with is the Whisperer, seeming as we have pretty much max gear for our account for it. And I think the plan for all the Desert Treasure 2 bosses is I want to stay until I get the Vestige and the Axe piece. Because if you remember to a previous episode, we did actually get spooned the Leviathan Axe piece when going for the 50 KC achievement. So it would be really nice to work towards the Soul Reaper Axe as well. And once we get those, we are going to send the awakened version of that boss and then move on to the next one. So yeah, let's get started with the Whisperer. A lot of people I've spoken to don't like the Whisperer, but I honestly think it's probably my favourite one. I don't know if it's like the satisfying thing of taking 0 damage if you do it right, but yeah. The only downside is it uses a lot of prayer because it's a very long fight. And obviously a lot of shadow charges, but I'm not as fussed about that anymore, now that I have 90 rune crafting. I can actually make soul runes. Hey, first unique. I think it's pretty useless for me, but we'll take it. There we go, the first orb. We're going to want a lot of these. That is 100 KC, and I don't think I said at the beginning, but the drop rate for the vestige and the axe piece are both 1 in 512. There is our first drop on the proper unique table. Sadly, it's useless for us, but it's nice to see something. And I'll quickly pause it here just to explain the drop table of the Desert Treasure 2 bosses. So they've all got slightly different drop rates because each of the kills lasts a slightly different amount of time. So for the Whisperer, there's a 1 in 64 chance to hit the unique table. And then once you roll that 1 in 64 chance, there's a 1 in 8 chance to get a piece of the Virtus Robe set. Then a separate 1 in 3 roll to determine which piece you get. And then there is a 3 in 8 chance to get a single vestige roll. And if you don't know how the vestige drops work, the first 2 drops you get of it are invisible and you don't know you've got it, and then when you hit it the 3rd time you get the vestige drop. 3 in 10 chance for a chromium ingot, which obviously you need 3 of them to make the ring, and then a 1 in 8 chance to get the piece of the Soul Reaper axe. Oh my god. I now have full Virtus that I cannot use. Maybe one day in the future, if we get Grandmaster and change the account into something else, it'll get used. But for now, it's going to rot away in the bank. But we are going to leave it there for today's video, but in the next episode, we are going to be fighting the Awakened Whisperer. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, and make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss the next video. It's going to be a good one. I know it's been a very long time since the last video, so if you have made it all the way to the end of this one, then I just want to say a massive thank you for the support. And another massive thank you for all the support last year. Let's see if we can make it to the next goal of 5k subs. I'll see you in the next one.